I went up to, everyone's got the bag, the Green Arrow bag. I went up to like 25 people yesterday, and I go, nice bag.
They didn't know.
And all 25 people went,
You can't have my bag.
thank you.
Did anybody get feisty? Don't take my bag?
No one had any idea what was going on.
Maybe had it in hung bags, they might have.
Exactly right. You know what? The last two times that we're getting off topic, the last two times that I've flown up to Vancouver, I've been sitting next to big fans of Hung. And they had and so, what are you in Vancouver for? Oh, I'm shooting a TV show here. Oh, cool. Have you shot any other TV shows? Yeah. I did a show for HBO called Hung. And they go, I love that show. And then I look at them and I go,
Okay.
are you up to date? And they're like, You know that young prostitute? I go, yeah.
Any reason?
And then they go, oh, and then we talk.
I don't think you're going to have that problem much longer.
I don't think so either.
No.
Hopefully not.
So from prostitute to Oliver Queen, Playboy.
Not that different.
Really?
Well, the first iteration of him. No, Jason was a pretty goofy guy. Oliver, the cool thing, getting onto the show, the cool thing on the show for me was that I read the pilot script and I went, oh man, there are 4 different characters in here. There's Oliver before the island. There's Oliver acting like the old Oliver when he gets back. There's Arrow, and then there's Oliver Queen without the suit on, and how he thinks, which is not actually technically that different than him as Arrow, but as an actor, that's a really cool thing.
So you feel like you're playing different characters?
Yes, all the time. There was one day where there were 4 different scenes and like 4 distinctly different versions of Oliver Queen. It was a taxing day. Plus, I've had a bunch of different wardrobe changes and like wigs and stuff like that.
Can you talk about Oliver's return to Starling City and his interactions with his mom and his sister specifically?
It's really hard for him. It's one thing to have that first initial hug when you get back after 5 years away, and it's an entirely different thing to deal with people who have a very different expectation of you. And my sister's 17 years old. I left her when she was 12. I have a sister, and the difference in her between age 12 and age 17 was bigger than a little. So it's going to be really challenging. And I just read the 2nd episode, and that's something that Oliver's going to continue to struggle with.
It's a pretty physical role, obviously, and bow and arrow you have to be proficient at. Had you used before, or how long did it take you to master?
Master. As enthusiastic as comic book fans are, archery fans are just as enthusiastic. They are very territorial when it comes to their sport because, according to my archery coach, it's been done poorly on television a lot. So the important thing, she never even taught me how to aim.
She was Gina Davis?
No, who apparently is very good. But no, she never taught me how to aim because it's different for everybody. We focus exclusively on form and gripping the bow the right way and gripping the string the right way. And we decided that the most expedient way to look like I was an expert archer was to become an expert archer. And I really enjoy archery. I just started back into it, and it's good. It's good. It's fun.
So I threw something up there. You can hit it?
Nope, not yet. It's one of the first days, and then when you play basketball, or it's like you take a golf swing, and you can tell sort of the second that you make contact, or the second that the ball leaves your hands, that it's going to be a swish. There was one time, it was like my 3rd or 4th day of training, and I was moving around. I find that moving around is a little bit easier for me because you're already sort of in a dynamic position. And I was moving to my left, and there was a Starbucks cup maybe on the other side of the room here, and I just but the second that I opened my hand, I knew.
So what would you like to see from your character in the first season? It's a big question.
It is a big question. I'd like to see. I mean, he has his list. I'd like to see him. I'd like to see him come clean with a couple people close to him. Not necessarily reveal what he's doing, But the basis of the show, the heart of the show, is caring about the interactions that he has with people that are close to him. And I would also like to see, he did some bad things before he went away, and he deserves his comeuppance a little bit. And there are people that deserve to give it to him, and I want to see him get it. I think that, I really liked the Avengers, but when I was watching it, I was trying to figure out what the stakes were. Because it was like, you shoot one of them with a nuclear bomb and they sort of survive, and you're like, okay, this is cool, and I love the Avengers. Where are the stakes? I think it's most interesting when you see somebody get knocked down and they rise back up again. And finally, I hope that we're able to draw the line with Oliver where he has to make decisions that maybe not everybody is going to agree with. It would be silly to think that he could undertake such a big thing without there being collateral damage somewhere along the way. So not everyone has to like Oliver, but hopefully they respect what he's doing. Does that make sense?
So he's been through a lot of turmoil in his life, and it seems like he's only finding peace through being the Arrow. Does he have any other outlets in his life where you think he finds peace, or is that it?
Not yet. I mean, our director on the pilot, when he was talking about one of the scenes, said that it's not his quote, but it's a good one, that the opposite of love is not hate, it's apathy. And all he's got right now is hate and rage, and we haven't even gotten into the mythology of what happened to him on the island. He didn't go from pre-Island Oliver Queen to Arrow. He went from pre-Island Oliver Queen to nothing, and then he had to be built back up. So
yeah, we heard there's a lot of flashbacks how like it working just on the island where he's by himself.
Yeah, we're not. That's really fun for me, if somewhat cold. But we're not married to the island every week. We don't have to go there every week. It's not necessarily like Lost, where I have to take something that I learned on the island and apply it to real life. Although that's a cool storytelling technique, and I'm sure that we'll do that every once in a while. But it's going to be really cool to see what he went through, because it had to have been awful, really awful. I hope it's really awful.
So this thing's guys.
Thank you. Good luck.
Thank you.